Hello, my name is Iannielli, and I am a male to female transgender girl, and I am, struggling a lot. Uh, Depression isn't an easy thing to deal with. Gender dysphoria isn't easy either, and bipolar disorder is quite a struggle as well. When you add that with financial worries, joblessness, low self esteem, and gender issues, and also mix that up with relationship troubles and raising a special needs child who you don't get to see that often because my son is autistic and he goes away to a school upstate, which is quite a distance, and I miss him uh, very much. I'm pretty much a loner. I've always been that way, and it pains me to feel so trapped and isolated and away from the world in a sense. I've met nice people in my life, both in person and even on social media, especially on Facebook. And I'm very fortunate that I have found some nice friends. Uh, I try to share my feelings, my thoughts, my concerns, my emotions through the media, and I either use the blogs where I write my feelings, but lately, instead of writing, I'm more now into videos. So I guess you can say I'm like video blogging in a sense, like a vlog. And I'm not really all that technically savvy. All I know is I'm creating another video on YouTube, which I've been doing now for roughly 2 years. And I've been on YouTube for many, many years. Uh, and when I first started out on YouTube, I was very passive, where I just went on there to check out music videos, because I'm a big fan of music, and YouTube has quite a selection of videos from various artists that I like. But then eventually I started to see videos from transgender girls that I learned from, and I found that it was quite interesting to actually live through their videos and see their experiences. And some videos were very interesting because they showed timelines. A timeline, basically, if you're transitioning, you like to capture your male, if you're a male to female transgender, of course, you try to capture the process of transition. So what I find fascinating about transgender timelines, and I've done a few myself, is that you kind of capture the before and the after. Now, generally, in the before, you can sense that the person who's transitioning is sad, and over the course of the video, when you see them transitioning to the female side, you can see how much happier they are. And that's basically how I feel. It's been a long time for me to get the courage to transition emotionally and physically. And I still go through my depression and my struggles, but I'm much happier now and I'm in a better place. And I think it's important that when you do decide to transition, that you have to take it slow and you have to realize that you're gonna have your good days and you're gonna have your bad days, just like anything in life. Um, Plus, you're not gonna always find uh, that transitioning is perfect because it's not. You're gonna meet many obstacles, and that's the truth. You're gonna find that not everybody in your circle is going to agree with you, and in some cases, they're gonna walk away. So you have to be prepared for that. If you're a professional or you work, you're gonna run the risk of losing your sense of making a living. So you really have to plan it out. Um, and family, uh, you know, who knows what their reactions will be. It was a very hard thing for me to come to terms with my inner struggles, but I knew I lived with it from a very young age. Actually, I know quite well that I wanted to be a girl since the age of 3. I was very feminine, and I remember where I tried on one of my sister's dresses, and it was just such a beautiful feeling for me. And I knew that's what I was. I knew then and there that I was a girl, and I had to try to deal with that. And it isn't an easy situation, but you know, it was hard for me growing up. But I tried to fit in and blend in that the best way that I could. Life is complicated, and we don't always know the answers. We have to kind of go with the flow and just ride it out. And, for me growing up, I was quite shy. I lived basically in a world of my own, and I was a loner. I didn't reach out to people. I couldn't tell my parents how I felt. I didn't really have any close friends to talk to. So basically, I tried to deal with it on my own, and I cross-dressed to help. And it was fun. For me, it was my escape. But I couldn't do it that often. It was only when I had the chance. But I did need to have a way to express the female side of my life. And I think when you decide later in life that you have to make some pretty hard choices, it isn't easy, and it does affect many people. Uh, the first thing you need to know is that you have to accept yourself and try to understand your situation and realize you're not alone. There are lots of people who feel as the same as you, so you should never feel like you're odd or abnormal. There is a medical condition called gender dysphoria, gender identity disorder, transgender, and basically that is where you would normally fall under. And basically, when you come to realize that you are in fact transgender, that should start the ball rolling where you seek therapy, you find a support group, you look to help yourself and find the resources available out there to help you if you do decide to transition, and you try to establish contacts with professionals and trying to meet uh, people in a similar situation as you are. And a lot of transgender people find that they don't have the support or love of their family or sense of approval. And also, some transgender girls or transgender people risk losing their employment. So it isn't easy. I lost my job when I came out, and it was very difficult, and it still is because I am not working. And it affects my ability to pay all my bills. I'm behind on many bills, and it causes me great stress. I'm behind on my mortgage. I'm threatened with possible foreclosure. And if I were to lose my house, I don't know what I would do to help my family. Certainly, we don't want to find ourselves living in the streets. So I really have to really dig deep inside to figure out a way to resolve these issues. But I'm only one person, and I have my own struggles, and my son has his struggles, and I'm trying to keep everything working and functioning as if nothing's changed, but things have changed, and I have no control over that. And to be honest with you, if I don't transition, I would be miserable. And what's the point of living your life if you're miserable? There isn't a point to it. You have to come to terms with who you are and embrace it and accept it. It took me quite a long time to accept who I was. But now I have, and I'm very happy. And it can work. It really can. I never knew I would come to this point where I was transitioning and physically living as a woman. I never thought in a million years I would ever reach this point. But I have, and I'm lucky. And I'm also fortunate that I have a wife and a son. My wife and I aren't really on the best of terms, and there's a possibility we may get divorced. I have no idea. But I do need to live my life, and I also need to be there for my son. He means the world to me. And if I lost my son, I probably wouldn't want to live anymore because I need my son in my life. So I'm just hoping that things will work out and that we don't divorce, my wife and I, and that I'll be with my son for the rest of my life because he means everything to me. And if I lost that, I would probably lose my desire to live, and that wouldn't be a good thing. My son needs me and I need him. So I'm going to close, and I'm going to just tell you that if you're transgender, accept yourself, embrace it, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and seek help. That's the main thing. Get the help and the support that you truly need. I love you. Bye.